just wanted to take the time, learn all the things that I could about you. Now it's such a mess here. Oh, we are just stressed here. Used to be so easy with you.
Thank you for coming on my show. The most serious reporters I know.
We are so serious.
So what's your guys' deal?
Are we on?
Yeah, we're on. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We're on. We're on.
And that's the face you gave.
We're on, but Jason and I are off the air now. We're on, we're off, we're off.
Okay, so when did you guys meet? You guys have known each other for years before you guys started working together, right?
Right, for sure. We worked together. We worked at a station called Star 101. She was the morning person with Charlie Simons at the time. But
I remember that. So.
Okay, so a little history about Sparkle. Now, Jason and I, we are going back. Like, Jason and I have known each other for at least 20 years. Yes, it started with Star 101. It became Y101, but Sparkle used to call in on our show. And you had...
Wait, at Star?
At Star.
I didn't know that.
With Charlie and I, but you had something. Didn't you have like a media buy? You had like a book.
Well, I wrote for the President Bee.
She wrote for the Bee.
And I was homeschooled, so I called when I was a teenager just because I had nothing. I was a homeschooler that wrote for the Bee, and I did music videos. I did the Blink-182 music videos, which I think we talked about that. And so basically, I would just bother her because I had nothing else to do with my life.
Sparkle? Is that your real name on your birth certificate?
I always said if I was to be your morning show partner, I'd be called Shine. It'd be called Sparkle and Shine.
Oh, my God.
We got to get a show.
Thank you. Good night, Bubble.
I got to know Sparkle over the 559 Brewery in Old Town Clovis. Are you still over there at all?
I still am over there.
Cool, right on.
You can still come get it. And you know, it's funny, the last time you got fired, you came in and drank your blues away. That's how I met you.
I know exactly. That was Suds in the City. You remember that?
Oh, God. Yeah, because I ran into you then.
Yeah, that was a crazy day, I'll tell you what.
But yeah, it's the business. You know, a couple weeks ago, Jason and I, we just got off the air and our boss was kind of waving. And Jason said, "Did you just see him?"
I said, "Are we in trouble?"
Yeah. And I said, "What?" I didn't see him. And he's like, come on, we got to talk to you.
When did you guys start there? It was recent, like in the last 3 years, right?
It was 2 years ago. I started May 4th. We went on the air together on May 11th.
So we were about to turn.
You were there how much longer before I was doing middays?
I was here about a year before Jason, maybe 8 months.
And you were just doing your own thing?
Yep, middays 10 to 2.
Okay.
I'm a pharmaceutical rep, so I would go in and I'd work like 2 or 3 days a week and tape a lot. Sometimes I was live, sometimes I was taped, and I mean I absolutely loved it. I'm glad they gave us the opportunity, and it's so funny. Jason will have to tell you the story because they like recruited us to do mornings in the middle of COVID. It was like dead COVID when everyone was at home.
It was crazy.
No one was working in
So
an
they
office.
waved you in and said,
the day that we were like,
it's radio. You never know what to expect. But honestly,
we were like in a chair like this. They're like, we're gonna have to let you go. I look at Jason. He was like Chad from Saturday Night Live. Jason goes, okay. I go look at him. I go, okay.
But there were no signs at all it was coming. I look back.
Well, everybody listens to it. Just listen for it. I mean, that's how I've.
Thanks,
but I'm serious.
No, they're really good people. It's the nature of the business, and I get it because they gave it a long shot for the station to make it go.
Sure.
I don't know exactly what's happening down the line.
Well, did they think that enough people weren't listening?
Well, we don't really know.
We don't know because something about like some radio stations subscribe to the ratings. We were like very local.
They were very nice about it. They said we don't think. He goes, it's nothing on you guys.
Oh,
it's nothing about the music.
It's not like we did something horrible.
But
and we were
there was just a lot of competition for the format we were on. That's what we take it as. But it was like when I got hired though, it was really funny because I came from another station, Soft Rock 98.9, and of course, nature of the business, get laid off.
Yeah.
And then when they asked me to come on, and when Athena was doing middays, and they wanted me to do mornings, I go,
yeah.
You have Athena doing the midday show after the morning. You go, it's a no-brainer to put us on together. And they came on and they actually worked out a deal to where she could do a pharmaceutical job still.
Yeah.
And I could do my full-time job at the station. And it was honestly,
I went in every day for like 2 hours.
The 2 hours that we did together on the radio, I think we had
magical.
But it sounded like we were on the whole time. I would think
it did. But I loved it.
Well,
thanks, Sparkle.
I love you guys always plugged me, so that was cool.
Well, yeah,
we always did. We would be like, occasionally we'd all of a sudden out of the blue, we'd go, Sparkle. Where's Sparkle?
No, but you were definitely the spark of a lot of conversations.
Yes.
But also, seriously, it was kind of fun because She's more like the real energetic, and I'm kind of hyper too, right? But I'm more like steer the ship and make sure everything's in line. And she has all these ideas popping out. But I think she has this amazing thing in her brain. I don't know how she does it.
Multitasker.
But she's a very good multitasker, and she remembers everything that's going on. Whenever we had a guest, she knows exactly where it goes in on a future segment.
That is so cool.
And I'm just forward thinking. So I think the balance, especially with creative minds, I think she's very creative. And I think, okay, I like the idea, but maybe we could tweak it this way. And we had a boss that would jump in and definitely give us ideas. And there was a really good thing going.
It was a good relationship. I was really sad. But Jason's right. I'm a good multitasker. But I would be like, hey, Jason, Cinco de Mayo's coming up. And we would book guests and organize things, like literally organize things and guests like a month ahead of time. You had to think of those things.
The only thing
you can't be like Johnny on the spot with all that planning.
We were bummed about, we have future things coming up called senior shout-outs and stuff where the parents, we had like pre-taped already some things talking about their kids graduating.
Oh, no.
And we were crying on the phone with them, and they were expecting to hear their shout-out. But
shoot.
I know.
I've been texting the boss, and he's been trying to get the audio for them. I'm like,
to at least get that on for them.
But
yeah, no, that's important.
They'll get it back for as far as
they'll get an email of them talking to us, but I'm like, oh my God, if you're going to let us go, can you please just let us know ahead of time so we could tell those parents?
Yeah. And also, we were supposed to do a little dating thing going on that Athena was set me up.
Yeah.
What was it called? It was
look at Jason's face.
It was called May Date.
Nice.
I was all excited about this, and I was like,
all these women were calling in saying Jason's such a great guy. Like everything they were saying was true, because I totally believe that, because he is a great guy and he is a great catch. And we had these women calling in that actually wanted to date him and that were saying good things about him. And then I'm like, oh my God.
No date's gonna happen.
No date's gonna happen this scene.
Hey, you know what? It's like par for the course for me, right? It's like what do you call it? Status quo.
We could do that at the 559. We just did speed dating at the 559.
You did?
So we could do Jason wins a date.
That'd be so much fun. I've never done that before.
Tell us about speed dating. Is it like, hey, what's your favorite color? Okay, then go.
There's like questions that are like, really suggested questions, and then you go, and then they press, and they went around. It was really cool.
See, this is how aggressive she is. It's your show, and she's asking you the questions. How do you like that?
That's hey, we wore polka dots together. We did not plan this. Look at that.
That's right. I like your polka. Where did you get that dress? I got mine at Maurice's.
I think it's honestly, I think it's my mom's dress.
Oh my God, it's beautiful.
It looks great.
It really does. But yeah, you know what? Hopefully Jason and I could be on the air together somewhere, somehow, once again. But radios, like pharmaceuticals, I get laid off all the time because either like, oh my God, all the time, because they'll hire a sales force and they'll let go of everyone. Jason lived through it.
Oh, the new person comes on and then everybody's gone.
Maybe a new vice president comes in, or the product, something happens with the product, or they hire too many people, and Fresno is in the middle. If you live in Fresno, you can have a huge territory, or because you live in Fresno, someone from the Bay. So long story short, I can get a new job like within a month. Radio's hard. It is hard.
So, Jason, you don't work there anymore at all?
No.
Because you were doing it full-time there.
I was full-time.
So they got rid of you for that and this segment and the show. So that show and the whole thing.
I was doing, the show, and then plus I do like some production when I got off the air, like some stuff like commercials and things like that. Like the stuff that goes in between the songs. And,
yeah, he's really good at that.
And recording voice work. And so that was a lot of fun. But I mean, I know that there was, there's just not a lot of opportunity for full-time jobs anywhere.
Right.
And I'm not trying to
in radio.
I'm not feeling bad for myself. I'm just saying that's just the way it kind of.
In radio, it's
just
really
shrinking down.
Does longevity help or not really? Do you think that hurts you?
I think down the line, because the funny thing is, I'm not saying I'm going to get a job right away. I'm not expecting that at all. But the thing is, I honestly think I've worked about every radio station here in Fresno.
But everybody knows Jason and they know his voice. And he's got a great voice. He could fit in anywhere.
Oh, thanks. And Athena too.
He
Everyone
really
knows her.
does.
So
but I can't fit in anywhere. My voice is so weird.
I heard about that. I was afraid it was going to come in through here with my other.
Oh yeah, I know. Did it bleed through your last interview?
I'm like, where's Sparkle?
You're just like me, though. We're loud Middle East, like Mediterranean people. We just
Greeks and Armenians.
Greeks and Armenians.
Yeah.
But no, it's a lot of fun. So I'm just glad to be able to work for a long time and good partnership.
It's a really good experience.
And just think about it. I mean, I got to meet you along the way. I mean, I know I met you before at the 559 and stuff, but it's like the connections that you get in radio from the artists that we play on the radio to the listeners, which are amazing, to the programmers. It's like it's a big family that I can't really explain it. And of course, working in the TV part, you probably kind of understand it, but it's
the community.
There's a big connection going on, and
like having the mayor on the air and the chief of police. I mean, we did a lot of stuff with our community.
And with social media, by the way, everyone that reached out and said thank you to all of us.
Yeah, that was awesome.
They appreciate the fact that we entertain them in the morning. The love, we appreciate you, so thank you.
Yeah, it's so funny. They're like, I'm not going to listen anymore. And I'm like, no.
That's how I felt. I'm not going to lie.
No,
it's not their fault.
We don't know, and we don't know what's going to happen if they're going to just keep on playing music or what's going to happen to the radio station.
I have to admit, it's kind of like an ex-girlfriend that was on my radio, like preset dial. Even though I like the people that work there, I had to change the preset. It's not long. It's not on there anymore.
I know. My son's like, Mom, let's listen to 99.3. I'm like, well, they did just lay us off. Are you sure?
No, they're good people. It's just
great
sometimes
people.
It's hard to go back and revisit sometimes.
Yeah,
but no,
it is.
We'll get over it.
And it's not like, and when they told us, we just kind of went quietly. We just kind of looked at each other and we said, okay, because someone told me in radio a long time ago, someone that's actually, oh God, this guy's got quite a temper. I don't even know if he's around here anymore. But he told me it's not how you enter the room, it's how you leave it. Yeah. Entering in is great, you get the job, but you could be the best employee and be amazing, but if you leave the room yelling and screaming at someone or throwing things because you were let go, I used to do that when I was younger. I was just
I remember getting let go from Star 101 because I was the midday guy there, got let go the same day, but after you.
Yeah.
And she was in the elevator with a big old box, putting it in, crying. She goes, I'm supposed to get married, and they did this to me now.
Yeah,
you guys got laid off on the same day before?
Well, when it was a format changeover at Star 101. We're getting a lot of radio history. Yeah, so kind of the same thing, but that was more of a format.
But separately, because I was mornings and he was afternoons.
I was the last guy on the air at the station, come to think of it, because the boss calls us in. And I thought, well, maybe I'm going to be sticking around where everyone's getting blown out, but sure enough, I got called. And when you see the HR person sitting in there with your boss,
and she was
you know
crying.
It's not good. Well, he was too. And the thing is,
everyone was crying.
It's a sad situation.
Because that was a corporate. That was like, we're talking like CBS Radio corporate. This is a local. One Putt Broadcasting is a local person.
I've never had any bad blood from anybody that had them. And I always felt bad whenever people have to do it because really they're almost in tears. And I'm like, hey, it's the business. Totally understand. We'll be okay.
So why don't you go into like more broadcast journalism? Because I mean, you have the looks.
Oh, thank you, Sparkle.
You have the voice and the looks.
You're so sweet. I actually did a TV show.
And commercials, you're on commercials.
Yeah, have you ever seen like the Fresno County Federal Credit Union turn into a Noble Credit Union?
Oh, do you remember he holds up the cards.
The one that was kind of got me it won an Addy Award.
I love that. Wow.
Do you remember the card one where the guy's flipping off the...
You got an Addy Award for that?
I didn't, but the company did. I didn't even know about it until afterwards. They probably didn't tell me because they wanted to... I would have asked for a raise, right? But what happened was they ended up... Is that my award? I want to say
what
thank
is
you.
It? You're showing my private little treats back here. They got us nothing back. There's bread mints. Here you guys go. This one is actually, that was uncovered. That was going to be my next one.
Thank you.
Take it, Athena.
Take it.
Anyway,
take it. It's so big.
I love when you take something big that I have and put it in your mouth, Athena. That'll make me feel very great.
It's so great. That is our bonding. Something big and we put in our mouth.
It's a family show, ladies and gentlemen.
If you ever need some guest stars, you just let us know. These are beautiful. I love this. I love your background. I love your set. It's beautiful.
I'm not used to seeing you in your bodybuilding attire though, like on your Facebook and Twitter. I'm very impressed with what you can do.
We always see each other at the gym.
And her hair is up, done did. It's not done did.
Is it one of
I'm like, hey, what's up, Sparkle? Like, hey,
we just stroll in the gym early in the morning.
Are you still doing like the cycling or the high energy, or is it like a kickboxing or something?
I can't do anything because of my foot.
But you were there the other day.
Yeah. Okay, you know what? You know what I do now? The orthopedist said I could do the sitting bike. So I do the sitting bike, I swim, and I do weights. That's all I can do right now.
Maybe
you can show me what to do, Sparkle. What can we do?
That's my job.
I know. What can we do? Show us some exercises.
In this?
She's the host again.
Wait, did I do that one time? I think I might have shown you exercises that one time. I did come in and do that. We'll have to do a segment. We are going to do some training segments, so I could bring you guys on and we could do that. Sometimes you guys want to do that.
Look at your body. Look at those arms.
I know. She's
amazing.
Very fit.
Why can't I look like you, girl? You should see my thighs. They look like a whale.
And we're both shorty, so I know exactly how it is. And we eat like Mediterranean, which is actually a decent food. So
it is decent. Well, if you eat like brown rice and chicken and salad, you can't go wrong.
Right.
I'm still getting fat though, girl.
So what about Briggs? Are you working with Briggs now? You said you're going to be starting to do the Wednesday show again?
Yeah. So I was with Mike Briggs last Wednesday from 3 to 4. I'm probably just going to do it once in a while just because picking up my kid. And
That's a bad time slot.
It's just one of those times where kids get out of school. I'm driving home from Modesto or Bakersfield from my job. So I'll try to do that. But I was talking to Austin. That's the one when you said, do you know Austin?
He's a good guy.
I go, no, but matter of fact, I do. He asked me to do Athena, the Greek goddess of gossip segments. So I'm going to do that with him. I'm just going to go in a couple days a week and just do a couple gossip reports. So at least I'm back.
So gossip about what? What's the gossip going to be about?
Okay, so
like
I'll be like
entertainment
this.
reporting, right? Same thing we did on the air, right?
I'm Athena, like Jason would say, here's Athena, the Greek goddess of gossip. I'd be like, what's up, Jason? Here's what's going on. Here's what's going down with the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial. So I'm definitely going to do a segment about that. Have you seen or heard Britney Spears lately? Whoa. You got to check out her Instagram, you guys.
Is she going nuts again?
I mean, I feel, well, it's really sad. It's like uncomfortable
Last video
to
I saw,
listen.
you have to wait till the very, very end to hear what she has to say, and it's kind of like, ooh, I wasn't expecting that
This
one.
is a recent thing.
Okay.
Oh, and the finale, this is actually Thursday, right? Is today Thursday? The season finale already passed of This Is Us. So that's like, oh, and the other thing everyone's talking about is Maverick. The movie Maverick, Top Gun.
So it's all going to be Hollywood gossip. I wanted Fresno gossip. Oh my gosh, I wanted to know
gossip is fine too.
like the mayors, like, you know, people, or like, you know, all these politicians that are running this year. Yes, I want to know, like, who's having an affair in Fresno.
A segment like that.
Let's do that.
What gossip is there in Fresno? Should we start making up stuff?
What gossip is there? Well, we'll have to have our own segment after the segment. I can tell you exactly what's going on in
Like,
Fresno.
is it kind of like Sunset, you know, selling Sunset? Like the Real Housewives of Fresno were selling Fresno? Like that?
She always comes
Let's say I'm having an affair with Jason. I'll just make it up. I just made something up.
Yeah, so like that would be the gossip of Fresno. That'd be like,
you could do something like that.
hey, that's more exciting than, like, I don't know, whatever's happening in Selma.
No.
Hey!
Do we reach Selma? I'm sure we do, right?
Crazy,
Selma,
crazy.
we do.
We love, hey, crazy stuff happens in Selma. Something like huge happened with Reedley, so all kinds of stuff is going on.
The original Sal's is there.
The original Sal's. My little guy Nico was in a movie that you were in. Is it called Amongst the Willows?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So you're actually going to be in a movie with Nico, kind of, sort of, not in the same
Oh, yes. You told me about that.
That's the Western one you guys did up over at the North Fork, right?
Yeah.
So what do you play in that movie?
Bandit Town.
Yeah.
I play the owner of a hotel.
Cool.
Were you at the one in Bandit Town, like the big...
we did Bandit Town. I did other like locations up there. We were working a lot.
I told Jason, like, you never heard of Bandit Town, have you?
No, I haven't.
It's a
It is
ghost
so
town.
awesome. You guys, you've got to go. Yeah.
It is so
And it's
cool.
hidden away by North Fork, you said somewhere, right? Now, did you get to be in a scene with little Nico?
No,
Oh,
we filmed on separate days. I'm like, Sparkle's in this. There was this other actress that I really liked. I forgot her name, and then they brought in this kid from LA in his 20s who played Nico's father. I forgot his
Was
name.
it Karen Richmond, the actress they brought in from LA that played?
I think so.
Oh, she's awesome.
Well, this guy was really good too.
Tuck. His last name's Tuck.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Jim Tuck, right?
Yeah, well,
No, not Jim Tuck. This is like Tim.
Yeah, Timothy Tuck or
Timothy
something.
Tuck, yeah.
But Jim
So sorry.
Tuck was actually
People are going
in
to get
it.
mad at me for fubbing this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jim Tuck wasn't it, and Tim Tuck was the other guy. That's why I got
No
confused,
relation.
guys. I love all of you. I know who you guys are.
No relation. I'm like, are you guys really father and son? They're like, no. But Nico was a trooper. He did a scene with them, and then he did a scene outside under the stars, and Nico and I went over our lines, and he was really good. I'm very proud of him. So, is there going to be a movie premiere, Sparkle? Are we going to?
I hope so. There is. I'm going to do another movie with Michael S. Rodriguez, who you met in the green room.
Oh, okay.
Called Film Fiend, and we have a lot of LA talent in that too. So we're gonna have a little premiere for that, Among the Wolves. We're gonna have a premiere for everything, and we'll invite you guys.
Have you guys shot all of it already? Everything, or is it
We're
kind of in
still
progress?
filming Film Fiend, and we just did. Lisa London came to Fresno this weekend to film
London.
a.
I know that name.
Yes, I'll show you a photo, and you'll totally be like, "That was her." She's been in a lot of stuff. She was just in that Bieber video.
Bieber video.
She was
Justin Bieber.
With Justin Bieber and
Is it his
what's
newest
that?
song, Honest? Because he's in a new
I Don't Care. No, the song I Don't Care.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah, exactly that one. So she's the one in the purple dress the
How
whole time.
exciting! I didn't know you did all this acting and stuff. Were you like a Roger
some
Rock
good
era, Good
movies.
Company's Players person too, or?
No, but when I would call into the station, I did the music videos.
Oh,
so
that's
why we
right.
would talk about that.
Sparkle.
I know.
And there's another director that films a lot of movies here, and he's very interesting. You and I have talked about him on the air. What is his name? He does a lot of horror movies.
And it's not Michael
Not
Rodriguez?
horror.
No,
horror.
you're talking about the shallow, the
Amongst the Gallows. The
Gallows one.
Oh,
Those guys,
okay.
those guys are
Oh,
fun.
Travis.
Yes, I know Travis.
He's very talented, and he's done a bunch of horror movies, and he does all Fresno stuff. You should be in one of his movies too. He's very talented.
Maybe we do know each other, so that's a possibility. You know, it's like
fun.
you've been at every radio station. You know,
You've been in
we go around. We've been around and around.
Does Chico still do that night where a bunch of like Hollywood people get together?
We do it at Bobby Salzer's now.
Oh, Bobby.
And Bobby Salzer's
Hold on,
is
wait
a
minute.
sponsor of
I
the
have
show.
no idea what you're talking about. So
It's a social mixer
so
with
is it-
all actors.
It's not a
social-
dating place.
It's not a
you were
mixer,
hoping.
it's singles
Yeah.
mixer thing. It's almost like
I don't think Jason
actors,
would find
people
anyone.
come together. No,
I don't know if Jason would find anyone there. Maybe a man.
I love the challenge of let's
find.
find Jason a date.
No, but that's okay.
I'm up for it. I'll bring you in every month and we could do something.
But you know what?
Mayday.
Now that we know
That's
the
what it's
mixers
supposed
are,
to
where the
be.
producers and directors and actors are, where is this at again? That
We do it the
get some
second week
connections.
of second Thursday of every month at
Okay.
Bobby Salzer's in Clovis.
You gotta
Yeah.
find a connection somehow, some way.
I'm
right?
gonna put you in the filmmakers group. Are you in the filmmakers group
No.
on Facebook? I'm gonna put you guys all on Facebook in the filmmakers
Let's
group.
do it.
Yeah, I
Maybe
like
Jason
that.
and I could be in a movie, The Morning Show.
We could be.
And then
Isn't there already like
Yes,
one on
then
Apple
that,
Plus?
then the
It's
station.
Jennifer Aniston, yes.
Then
And Reese
the
Witherspoon.
station's gonna call you guys back and say you're so famous you have the show back on. That's what they're gonna do.
Maybe some radio station will call us out of the blue and said, "We want you. Come on, Jason and Athena, let's go."
That'd be kinda
We'll do the
fun.
Greek goddess of gossip and what's trending.
Have you guys done KMJ yet?
You know what's funny? I used to work in the same. We both did.
Yeah,
over
we
in the
both
same building
did.
over
In
at
the same
KMJ.
building, because Star 101 was in there.
I've been on the air for a brief moment with Chris Daniel when he was doing the afternoon show, but I know everyone over there really well. Christopher Gabriel, he used to work with us over at
Do you
our
know
building
him?
that we're at.
He's hysterical.
He's over
Greek.
there at KMJ.
He's Greek like me, originally from Chicago
So-
and the Dakotas, all from the Midwest.
My problem, though, I freak out about KMJ, and I love that station.
Yeah.
I'm just afraid I'm going to go on there and people's going to ask me something like real political. I don't know much about government, how it works and everything. I have my own opinion on what's happening politically and everything, but as far as like Congress, Senate, all that stuff, I'm
I
going to
don't
be like,
think you have to be that way though anymore at KMJ. It sounds more conversational to me.
True.
Yeah.
Like Skippy and I don't know if she still goes by Skippy.
And Philip and Skip.
Yeah. They're very
Well, Joe
conversational.
still does that. I mean, he's been on the show a couple times to talk about it, and he says he doesn't know much about
Yeah.
and he just kind of goes.
And he's on KMJ?
Yeah, him and his
Wow.
wife have a show there. That's why I'm saying you
See?
guys would be perfect.
Wait, is it with Lisa?
Yeah, that's and his wife's show,
I love
Joe
them
and Lisa.
together. They're awesome.
See?
So you guys need
He's
to have.
my work husband / brother.
Well, I'll make some calls and make it happen.
Let's do it.
Well, thank you. You can
You
be
heard
like
it here
her.
on Everything Sparkle.
She's our agent. How's that, Athena?
Well, we love you, Sparkle, and you've always been like so loyal, and I love the fact that you used to call in on Star 101, and I met you at Briggs, and I'm so proud of you. The set is amazing.
Well, I got to give you kudos because you kind of started me in all this, and because I did print journalism back when I talked to her, and then she got me on her and Briggs show, and that's it. And I said, then I got to be friends with Briggs, and he's like, you should have a show here. So it's all because of Athena that Everything
job.
Sparkle started.
Everything Sparkle.
And you were like everywhere at the gym, this place, movies, the bartender, and then were you with Bobby's when I ran into you at the rodeo? We took a picture like this.
Yes, well, he sponsors the show, Bobby Salzar.
Oh, that's
so
what it was.
we
Okay.
do promotions for
I
Bobby
didn't know
Salzar.
that.
Yeah,
He sponsors your show?
he sponsors the show.
How fun.
That is so cool. All right, well, that's why. But weren't you guys like in a big, was it a big Bobby's car or something?
Yes, he has a wrapped car. So
It was really cool.
No idea. No,
I mean, you
And I
have
was
not
in
made
my
it until you
scooter.
ride in a Bobby Salzar's wrapped car.
I would imagine so.
It was really cool. I was in my, was I on my scooter? My
You
crutches.
were on your. I loved it. That was awesome.
I
That was
on my
classic.
crutches at the rodeo.
So you just kind of wind her up a little bit and just let her go. That's what I'm
I
saying.
know this is us sober. So. Thank you so much for coming on my
Thanks
show,
for having us,
guys.
Sparkle. We
Thanks for
appreciate you
having us.
inviting us.
Everything Sparkle. We love Sparkle. Hey, bring us back to the airwaves. Let's go.
Let's do it. Thank you so much for coming on my show, Stephen.
Always a pleasure to be here.
This is the first time you've come on not promoting the book.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, well, now it's been a little bit of a while, though, but yeah.
How's the book doing in sales as far as that goes? Are people are so, but that's a really cool book.
Oh, thank you so much. I mean, yeah, well, we're still doing good, though, but my main focus right now is to work on a second upcoming book. Since the first release of the book till now, I've been doing bigger art, so I'm trying to
that's true.
Be on
Yeah,
the market to get a bigger publishing house to publish my photos with bigger artists now. So.
Okay, so what are you doing right now with the Pines?
I'm the social media digital content specialist for the Pines Resort. I make content for them. I do photos and videos for the resort. So whatever events we got going on, and just whatever happenings are going on around the resort, I give the content to our marketing manager, and she posts on social media. So we got Pines Resort Facebook, Instagram, and we're doing TikTok now. So all that good jazz.
So tell everyone where the Pines Resort is.
The Pines Resort is up at Bass Lake, California. We like to say beautiful Bass Lake, California. So if you're going on the 41, it's right past, Oakhurst and Corsical and stuff like that. It's been one of the best little nice places to go to for vacations. Really, there's not one bad time of year in which to go. So now that summer, I mean, lake summer goes.
Because it never really snows out like other lakes do.
Oh, well, no, it gets pretty bad in the wintertime.
But not to where you can't drive through it, though.
Well, the last couple of years have been kind of bad. I'm not going to lie. We've had to face a lot of adversity with not only just the conditions of the snow, but we had a windstorm, and then we've had forest fires and stuff like that. So we've persevered through a lot, and that's the reason why we've kind of grown together, and we actually won a marketing award. We won for the, I'm trying to recall, Visit California, the organization. Yeah, they gave us the award for best marketing.
Wow.
Yeah, in San Francisco because of the campaign that we did of showcasing YouTube videos and the events that we put on during the lockdown about us helping out the community and everything else.
So what were some of the things you guys did to help out the community?
We did takeout dinners and stuff like that. We did that, and then obviously trying to do the relief during, the windstorms and stuff like that. So, and we also kept up to date on our YouTube, letting people know about, what we got going on when things were going to be open and closed. And then we're also known for our concerts and stuff like that. So we had a couple of bands perform on like a Facebook live feed and stuff like that. So
right on.
We try to keep it as entertaining as, we could during the,
Because you got one of the best restaurants there, right?
Ducey's, yep. Yeah, Ducey's great. I mean, you got on the lake on the first level, and then you got the bar and grill on top. So if you want the fancy food, a good view of the lake, you go to the first floor. Then on the second floor, if you're just down for some barbecue, bar, grill, beer, and stuff like that, second one's the top to be at. So you get to see everything.
So what makes this place a resort?
A resort of all the amenities that we provide.
Exactly. So
we got the suites right there in Ducey, so you got nice rooms and everything. You got nice views, and then we also provide the cabins. So we have a wide assortment of cabins right next to the suites. So it's up on a hill. So really any one of the cabins is a nice view of the lake. And then we are also expanding our ownership of certain houses in the area. So if you're looking to rent out a house to, for bigger friends, bigger family, stuff like that, though, and it's right on the lake, so. Yeah.
And you guys got hot tubs, too. Is that like just in some of the rooms I saw?
No, we provide a lot, man, so really there's not
so people can get certain rooms with certain novelties if they want to.
Oh, no, for sure, yeah, exactly. I mean, we got like, one-story house, two-story homes, whatever, 2 rooms, 5 rooms. I mean,
so people could stay with their family in like their own little area if they want.
Oh, for sure, yeah. I mean, we've purchased some houses out there that are pretty big. And so if you want to bring like a Home Alone size family there, I mean,
I love that. It's good to have options.
Yeah, we got you covered. So all that's under the ownership of the Pines.
So what else is there? Massages, gyms. What else do you guys do on there in the area?
Well, what is there not to do? I mean, if you go to our website www.basslake.com, you'll be able to see all the other things that we provide, ranging from that stuff that you could do on the lake, our food items. We have a Pines bar. We have a market. So if you want to.
And the lake, you could rent the toys though, right? Like pretty much everything.
Oh no, for sure.
The jet skis, the boats.
Yeah, all that good jazz.
What are some of the things you've done?
What haven't I done? No, I've done just about everything there, man. I mean, I've been going up to Bass Lake ever since I was a kid. So, going up there with family, going to Ducey's. I stayed in the suites for my 30th birthday. So for my dirty 30, I was there, and I was kind of walking around. I was like, dude, it'd be kind of cool to work here. Then, what do you know, a year or two later.
Really? Yeah. That's a great story.
Yeah, no, seriously, it was like that. Yeah, because I used to go sporadically. I mean, me and my sister got so busy with sports and activities, throughout high school, so we only were able to go here and there. But I was like, it's been a while since we didn't go. Hey, let's go for our 30th. So me and my sister and her boyfriend at the time, we went, and I was just so captivated by it. I was like, dude, if I could, use my camera skills and do whatever, I can really sell this place. So obviously the pandemic happened, people were in and out of work. So once 2021 happened, and then saw them on a Facebook ad, hey, we were looking for someone to do video and photos. I was like, hit them up, and yeah, so it's been cool ever since. So yeah, I get to bring my cinematography, my eye to the Pines Resort, and I get to make the photos and videos that I want that best suit that help sell the company. So.
And tell us about the hiking trails. Are there hiking trails like at the resort, or you at least
they're
guide
around?
people?
They're
okay,
around
so you guide people, and you're like, hey, go this way, and then go this way.
Hiking trails. I mean, it's endless. I mean, I'm no expert as necessarily the area per se, though, but I do know that after us collaborating with certain bike companies and other people like that they've mentioned all the hiking trails, all the biking trails. I mean, geez Louise, it's endless. So I mean, if you're definitely a bike enthusiast, or if you just like to go outdoors and stuff like that, I mean, there's really not one.
So what are some of the differences that you guys offer than other lakes? So let's say someone's kind of just never been here and they're like, should I go to Bass Lake or Shaver Lake? Do you know what some of the differences you guys have that are not at other
Well, we're the
lakes?
only resort heading up to south of Yosemite. So we're right there.
So when you're on your way, you're closer than a lot of others.
Oh no, exactly.
Okay, there you go.
So if you want to go to Yosemite and you want to stop, the resort's there, and right there, right by the Yosemite area, and then all the little collabs that we do, within the area, because obviously, like I said, Course Gold, Oakhurst is there, so we're definitely employing the local community right there. We're a fixture in that area, so whenever we have events in town, whether it be Halloween, Christmas, and stuff like that, the community always shows up for us. So we like to figure that, not only are we just a family in terms of the employees, but, the area as well. So
I know I haven't stayed there yet. I want to. I'm going to stay at the Pines, but I've stayed at Tenaya Lodge like around Christmas time. They make it really pretty. I've gone ice skating there. They have like where you do s'mores and stuff. Do you guys have stuff like that?
We have campfires right there on the lake too. So we provide the s'mores for people. We provide the marshmallows, the Hershey's chocolates, and the graham crackers and stuff like that. So we even would have hey, from 8 to 10 or 1 out, we're gonna have a little campfire thing. So be sure to bring your whatever from this time and whatever. So people are out there, friends, family, all that good jazz, and you get to look at the lake and take down some s'mores. So.
How pretty! Yeah. So concerts. Where can we keep up to date on the concerts?
If you go to our webpage, again, it's www.
Well, I'm not going to go to the webpage every week and look at what concert you're having.
No way. But we have
so on Facebook, you guys pop up the announcements.
Oh yeah, if you go to our Facebook, Instagram, yeah, we're always showcasing whatever events we got going on. Like for instance, on May 27th, this Friday, we're bringing AC Miles. We're kicking off it's a lengthy one, the Bass Lake Summer Concert Live Series.
How fun.
Yeah, with AC Miles for Friday for Memorial Day weekend. And he's a guitarist. He plays,
that is so cool.
Rock, classic rock, blues rock, really cool guy. He's kind of got that southern accent, cool, kind of like southern grit voice. So yeah, man, he's pretty cool. And so we're going to have fireworks. And from the market research we did, we are the only ones doing fireworks for Memorial Day weekend.
Really?
So,
in Bass Lake?
Well, not just Bass Lake. From what we've, research, we don't think anyone's doing fireworks in the Central Valley for Memorial Day weekend. So, yeah, we're going to be doing that, and we're going to be kicking off our little summer concert series with a bang, because we're going to have a lot of good shows coming up throughout the summer. So,
That is so good. So it's Friday night's the concert.
May 27th, yeah.
And then what's going on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday?
We're going to have arts and crafts fairs.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah, for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday and stuff like that. So, yeah, if there's one thing that's a constant is our arts and crafts fairs on the weekends, especially from like the springtime throughout the summertime.
That's super cool. So who brings the art?
Oh, man, it's a variety of booths,
Local
man.
artists and stuff? So it's
that's...
So knickknacks, actual, like, painting art? What kind of art?
Yeah. Photography, we have one like Jeanette Martinez. She's a photographer and she photographs all of Yosemite and really great artwork. And there's people that sell like CBD products and stuff like that.
And your book?
I've yet to have a booth out there for arts and crafts yet.
What?
Because I'm the one photographing the events. Hello.
You gotta get someone to sell the books there with all of your pictures.
Do you want to sell my stuff? You would be great at selling my books. Seriously. Rock, just like have the whole get up, have your rocker outfit, leather jacket, leather boots, or whatever.
That would be fun.
It might be hot though, but still, have your rocker attire on, buy the book and everything else.
That would be so much fun.
Dude, I think my sales would go through the roof with you if you were selling my book. So I have a new saleswoman to help sell my book. So
here we go. Okay, so fireworks. When's that? Is that taking place on Monday or Sunday?
Oh no, it's happening on Friday, May 27th on the show.
Okay, so Monday.
Yeah,
so
you'll be able to see the concert and then you'll be able to see the fireworks show.
That's so cool.
Well, it is going to be so. Yeah, I mean, because we understand that a lot of people have been cooped up in their houses, for so long, and even last year, it very much was, a back and forth process, kind of teetering on the line of, can we do this, can we not? You could tell there was hesitation last year about, what to do. Yeah, I mean,
that would be a tough spot.
Oh no, well, yeah,
I feel for everybody in that.
Last year it was, just treading the waters, because it's like, can we not? Are people still getting sick and whatnot? So I had that vibe with everything that I was doing, whether it was the resort concerts.
Which is unfortunate because you're outside. I mean, this should actually be the safest thing you could possibly do right now.
Oh no, for sure.
Right, so it's like, but I understand.
But there are a lot of people being there in that, in that area, there's still people around, so you could tell people were kind of like on edge, should I wear my mask and whatnot? And then now that we're, like I said, the lockdown's been lifted and stuff like that, and now people go outside now people are really, really, craving music.
So what are some other good concerts you have coming up that you know of that you could talk about? I feel like there's a lot of things up your sleeve you don't want to talk about yet.
Not just yet, though, but like I said, we got the summer concert series. Like I said, you just got to look at the events.
There's nobody else you could tell me in the summer concert series.
I mean, I could, though, but I mean, that would kind of take the fun out of it. I mean, we wanted to generate some traffic to our website and be like, oh, heck, look at these guys. Yeah, let's go check them out. So, I mean, our list is on our website, but I know for sure, like, we got, Jaded coming up, and then the Marie Wilson Band and stuff like that. So...
Do you get a lot of local bands, Central Valley bands as well?
Oh, yeah.
Because I imagine.
It's mostly Central Valley.
So so on a regular night, we can kind of always, is there like every weekend we can kind of get some type of live music there?
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of these bands are mostly Fresno based. So,
right.
Yeah.
No, that's perfect.
Oh, no, for sure. Like I said,
because people like live music, I mean, regardless at the end of the day.
Everybody, anywhere loves live music. And when a lot of these bands that we're bringing up, they've been to the resort before and stuff like that, and they love coming up. I mean, you can't beat the view because the way our stuff is.
Yeah, they want to come up just to be there.
Where our gazebo area is, it's right by where our wedding venue is. So it's literally right there on the lake. So
that's right. Okay, so wedding venue. Okay, so now we have that layer. I'm glad you brought that up. Because how booked are you on stuff like that coming up? Your Saturdays are booked.
A lot. Like, it's, good luck trying to get through to our wedding department, man, because they're swamped right now. And I think the number that I heard so far this year has been 68, but don't quote me on that because it's always changing.
Oh, of course.
But all I know is that, like, talking to them, hey, what's numbers like? Once I get that eye roll, that it's like, yeah, it's.
So, God, we can't even have a birthday party or anything there, huh?
Good luck. That's all I got to say is good luck with that, yeah.
Oh my. Okay, so what do you offer though? You probably know this much. When people do get married there, they have packages for the party to stay there, like all your guests and stuff?
Yeah, guests, friends, all that. The groomsmen and everybody else. Yeah, best man and everything. Yeah, so we offer those packages to where whatever your company is. Yeah, we try to house as much people as we can. So. Yeah, we want everyone to come up there with their wedding, with their company and everything else. So.
Oh gosh, that's gotta be cool. Have you seen so what have you seen of the weddings there? What's kind of some of the stuff that goes on?
Well, I actually got to photograph the best wedding. As a matter of fact,
I figured you did.
My boss got married there. Yeah, his own place, his own establishment. My general manager, Mark, he had his wedding at his own place, and gosh, it was so extravagant. It was awesome. We actually took down the fence of the swimming pool just so we can make extra room. And so, man, there was couches, cushions, everything was catered. I mean, all of the weddings are catered and stuff like that.
They always use a restaurant for the most part, right?
Well, we do our own events catering there on the gazebo and stuff like that, though. But the food was amazing. The whole getup was nice. And then, when they had their dance, they had the fireworks going on at night. So it was definitely a fairy tale wedding, stuff like that. And I got to cover it. It was like one of the first assignments I did when I was there working.
Oh, my God.
And so he was like, yeah, like I think a month or two, they're like, yeah, come to my wedding, photograph it, do whatever. And it was so majestic. Like, I was like, now this is what a wedding is. So. Yeah, they definitely went all out. They had, flowers everywhere, the lights hanging from, the gazebo and everything. So it was very,
How idyllic. That is so cool. So, yeah, we need to get out there, support the Central Valley. Everyone needs to go to the website. So if we want to get tickets for the concert on May 27th, do we have to get tickets or we just go?
Oh, tickets, yeah, at Eventbrite. Yeah.
Okay, that's what
so our links, like I said, will be on social media. We have the links for on social media. So if you click on that, you'll be able to purchase tickets right there, and they will give you the date, the times for
Is every concert where you have to purchase tickets or?
Yeah. We all don't do it through Eventbrite and everything. So all of them are going to be the same. We're going to have buffet. We're going to have food. We're going to have drinks. We're going to have music. A good view of the lake. So.
But usually the concert tickets just cover the price. It usually just covers the ticket for the concert, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, so it's definitely gonna be fun. So if you want to rock out, man, on the lake, man, come to some of our.
But if there's last minute tickets available, like if someone doesn't know if they can get off work or whatever, can they go to the website and check it out and get tickets like the day of?
You could try, but.
Do you guys get pretty booked up to where everything gets sold out around there? It just depends on the event.
Well, once we said fireworks, AC miles, and all this other stuff, it was like that stuff went through the roof, man. Like it went really, really fast, man. So,
how many people does it hold?
Give or take. Well, it depends. Like for like I want to say like where the stage is set up. Yeah, for like the setup and where the stage is to at the end of the gazebo near the swimming pool. Man, we could hold up to like I guess like 60, 70 something people or whatnot. But then there's times like for our 4th of July show and everything else, man. We also use the wedding venue down there too and stuff like that. So we're talking about holding up, maybe hundreds. I've never given a head count though, but we could squeeze quite a bit in there, man. Like I said, when you tell people food, drinks, music, and stuff like that, they come. Yeah, they come. So I mean, yeah, we try to fit in there as much as we can, man. So we definitely know how to pack a house there on our little gazebo area.
So what if people want to hire you to take pictures and whatnot in general? Do you have time to take any other photos or do other things?
Of course I do. Of course I do. I mean, I try to keep myself busy with that. I never given up on wanting to
So where can people go to look at your stuff and do all that?
On my social media, if you go to my Facebook and my Instagram, on Instagram it's Steven Sanchez 5807, and it's just plain Steven Sanchez on Facebook. On there you'll be able to see all the photographs that I do, ranging from concerts, stand-up comedy shows, sporting events, comic book events. So I've been trying to expand on everything ever since now. Like I said, the lockdown's been lifted, man. 2020 was a really, really crap year for, there was nothing I could do, man. So my cameras were collecting dust and stuff like that. I was like, how long is this going to go on for? So once, shows came back, I was like, yes, I was bad. I felt good again, man. It felt great to go out there and use my cameras and everything. So I'm back, doing
And what about
shows.
the magazine? Are you still doing that?
Yeah, Kings River Life, yeah. As a matter of fact, I just interviewed the baseball legend, Darryl Strawberry.
Nice.
Yeah, New York Mets, New York Yankee. Yeah, he was doing a service at Cross City Church, and so I got to interview him, talked about, God and, using faith as a way to, heal, especially now that it's, Mental Health Awareness Month. So I did that, and then speaking of, I'm covering the Fresno Grizzlies now.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was at the Fresno Grizzlies game earlier, and we won. Way to go, Grizzlies.
Yeah.
So I'm expanding my sports photography. So going from Fresno State football games, now I'm doing the Fresno Grizzlies.
And that's all for Kings River?
Yeah, that's for Kings River.
How often does that circulate? I see it when you post it, but how often does that come out?
We do articles Wednesdays and Saturdays. So
every week?
Yeah, every week, yeah.
So bi-weekly?
So bi-weekly, yeah. So yeah, it's always good stuff. So we're trying to expand on our sports coverage, and then now that there's going to be more concerts, so I'm going to try to make as much as I can. So I was at Rise Against and Pennywise out in Bakersfield.
How fun!
Yeah. Then I did Lynyrd Skynyrd and Don Felder. That was fun. So we're going to be having a lot of good stuff coming up, and keep your fingers crossed because we're bringing in Shaggy, Flo Rida, and Aaron Lewis from Stained over at Chuck Chansey. So hopefully I get those. And as of right now, I'm also doing stuff for Tower Theater. So we've had a lot of good shows.
How's that going?
Oh, it's so much fun. Yeah, there's a wide variety of assortment that Tower Theater does. We brought guitar virtuoso Yngwie Malmsteen. So I got to photograph him. Then the week before that, I got to meet one of my comedy idols, Pablo Francisco. Yeah, he was in town. He does the movie trailer guy's voice. Coming soon this summer.
I love that.
Yeah, and he's spot on. Like his impersonations were spot on, and I grew up watching him as a.
So did you guys just make him do that over and over again?
No, we didn't have to make him. That's his shtick. That's his deal. I mean, with his audience, people expect that. So when he was like, saying, what jokes should I do? Everyone was yelling, "Little tortilla boy," or some of his famous ones. So that's where he does like his Arnold Schwarzenegger impression, like, "These are my tortillas, chapa." So he's very spot on with his impressions, and I got to meet him. He was one of my comedy idols growing up in high school. I used to, before streaming, before there was iTunes, before there was Netflix. Back then, you actually had to go and buy CDs and DVDs of your favorite music artists and comedians. And so when his stuff was out, I used to buy his CDs and DVDs, and that stuff used to make the rounds when I was in high school. So when there would be a party, and I would do his impersonations too. You got to get out of my tortillas. I used to do all the impersonations he used to do, and I used to have people cracking up, and then I would circulate the CDs and the DVDs, and I turned my high school on to him. So like when there would be a party, everyone would be like, "Heck, you bring the beer, you bring the whatever. Hey, Steve, bring the the Pablo DVD," and then there would just be all of us sitting around the living room and just laughing our butts off. And so for me to get to meet him, it had some sentimental value, and be like, "Yeah, you were part of my high school experience growing up." So I told him that, and he was very appreciative. So very cool guy to meet. But we got other shows coming. We're bringing up Wasp in December. Then in October, we're bringing Last in Line. Now it's different members of people who used to play with Dio.
Oh, okay.
So we got Vivian Campbell. He's one of the members. He is currently the guitarist for Def Leppard, but he had a stint with Dio, so he's going to be there. Then there's Vinny Appice. So it's different band members who have played with Dio, playing Dio music. So we're bringing them, and then we're bringing Sir Mix-a-Lot in. We're bringing him too.
Where?
Oh, Tower Theater.
Right on.
Yeah, so all that good jazz.
Nothing like I like big butts at Tower Theater.
Yeah, we cannot lie. That's all.
Thank you so much for coming on my show, Steven.
It's always a pleasure, Sparkle. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for coming on Everything Sparkle today. I'm happy to finally have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so I love what you do. When you told me about it, it sounds so great. So tell us a little bit about what you started.
Okay, so I have a nonprofit called Universal Fist, and it's a 501c3, which basically teaches martial arts to the general public rather than your selected few, going to the karate studio with your mom and dad or whatever. This is going to be a much more structured instruction, more individual based. It's going to have people like assessing their skills in scenarios, actually like real scenarios, rather than sparring and stuff like that.
Stuff you might actually have to use one day.
Exactly.
Okay.
So like for instance, when I teach women's self-defense courses, when they get overwhelmed and from disadvantaged positions, and teaching them how to counter, how to get out of that, and how to escape. That is actually very important, because now with all the legality in the world, everybody, they fight back and then they get in trouble. So my aid is more like neutralize and then get out of there. You know what I mean? Because why stick around and get yourself in trouble for something that they started?
That's a really good point. And so what made you decide to start this?
I mean, even as a little kid, I was in karate. I mean, I even got bullied myself, and I just had a passion to stop it, because I mean, especially with what happened today with the children and everything.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's just sick. It's disgusting. People that prey on the weak are just, they make no sense to me. Like, I just don't understand what goes on in their thought process. So basically, that's what I'm trying to teach people about, these kind of people, so they know how to defend themselves and they're not caught off guard in the streets, So.
And you have military background.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, so tell us about your military career.
Okay, so I was in the Marine Corps for 4 years active, 4 years inactive, and I did 2 tours to Iraq in 2006 and 2007. The first deployment was an eye-opener. I was very childish, you know, like basically just a kid going to combat, and then, you know, that kind of like aged me real quick and brought some certain elements of perspective that not everyone there was bad. You know, these are good people, you know, good neighborhoods that need protection. So I was more starting to get off that kind of like education and intelligence, like the bigger picture, rather than assault, assault, assault. Just being, because I was a grunt, you know, I'm in the infantry, so that's all we're taught is just move through your targets and just destroy. But there's no about collateral damage, and there's nothing about hearts and minds, even though we always say hearts and minds, you know, like so.
So how did that work out for you?
Yeah, basically it was a hate or love relationship. So I mean, I loved it, but then I hated it because of the collateral damage and just seeing unfair things that I could not change. And that was very, you know, it messed with my soul a little bit. I even suffered with my PTSD, with survival's guilt, just the works, you know, coming home without my brothers. Like, it was just an awakening experience in a whole, you know? So that's why I was like, I'm not gonna try and enter the rat race. I'm gonna start a nonprofit. I don't really care about making money. I wanna help people.
So did you retire from?
Well, no, I mean, I got my pension and stuff like that, but just because I was injured in the first deployment. But like, other than that, I just got out honorably, you know, just regular discharge. I was just like, I'm done, you know, like I did my service, 2 deployments. I got somewhat of a little bit bad taste in my mouth, but other than that, you know, it was an enlightening experience.
And what has that helped? I would imagine that would have brought a lot into your nonprofit. That is pretty interrelated in a way.
Yeah, and it did, and it took a while for me to find my feet, because basically when I got in the Marine Corps, I just jumped from martial art to martial art. So when I was a kid, I was in karate. From karate, I went to kickboxing. Went in the Marine Corps and did military martial arts, the Marine Corps martial arts program. Got my black belt in that. And then I went to Krav Maga, got my 2nd degree in that, and then went to Kung Fu and got my Shifu status in Tibetan Hungar. So I've been all over mainland China, Hong Kong, and actually in 1 month I go to Taiwan, actually 3 weeks.
Do you know how to speak the language with all the?
So I speak a little bit of Chinese. It's actually my major. So actually going to college up at San Francisco State right now and majoring in Chinese. So that's what the trip for Taiwan is.
So how do we get involved with the nonprofit? Anybody watching?
Okay, so basically I have a very, very low fee, and every single first session is free. Just so you can gather, see if you like it. You know, you're not wasting your money, you're not wasting technically your time, because it's free time, you know. So basically I get them a little bit of experience, like, and usually all I'm met with is smiles, because they really enjoy the experience, and I'm giving them pertinent knowledge, not stuff that's just air karate. You know, do this in the air.
It seems like you definitely know what you're talking about.
Okay, I'm gonna do it in the air, but where do I put it on a body? You know what I mean? So that was always the issue, and I'd always run into that when I was training other people's disciples. I was like, so you know how to chop, but you don't know where to chop? Like, okay? Like, why wasn't this taught you? You know, like these little missing pieces. And China was that missing puzzle piece. Was kind of like made my watered down material much more concrete. So I plan to actually bring students to China and being like a chaperone in a sense, speaking Chinese so I can get around and stuff like that. And then for other martial arts, hiring ambassadors, like for the jiu-jitsu realm, having people in Japan, having people in Brazil. So the people that enjoy jiu-jitsu the most, my coaches that actually like love that more than they love kung fu, and then they'll go down there, and the one that wants to speak Portuguese, you know, would be the one, or the one that speaks Japanese would be the chaperone for that martial art.
So you said anybody can do this?
Technically, yes. Anybody.
What's technically the class? I mean, like, what are the requirements?
So, you know, of course I couldn't take a minor overseas. So there's, you know, small details that of course we would have to go over and stuff like that, but it is open to the general public. I want to teach as many people as possible. And I'm not planning to be a cage fighter or anything like that, just passing on knowledge. That's all I want to do.
Wow, this is really cool. So, since it's a nonprofit, then people pour money into it as well. You can donate to it?
I am on my starting legs. I literally started during the pandemic.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, it hasn't been an easy process. So, at this point right now, you know, I'm still being sensitive to people's needs with COVID. If they want me to be masked up, I'll be masked up. If they only want to do bag work and not work with a partner, you know, vice versa. I'm meeting their criteria, and however, I'm not watering it down. So I'll just add elements for stuff like that, like for social distancing and such. So, you know, depending on the person's perspective.
Okay, so then how do people like donate money to it if it's a nonprofit and then also pay for it? How does that work?
Oh, okay. So the donation is, you know, basically on a whim. So whoever, whatever organization or whomever wants to, you know, donate, I'm completely open to that. But my thing is more about reaching the people rather than the people reaching me, if that makes sense.
Getting people,
I'm not trying to make a financial machine of any sort. I mean, if anything, if I could just get by and survive, but pass as much knowledge as possible, I'll be good to go.
That is awesome. And like, how do you think doing stuff like this helps with your PTSD? Because it is Mental Health Awareness Month.
I cannot begin to explain this because there's so many different elements of martial arts too with internal. So like, there's a lot to do with the spirit and the mind. And these are pieces that I missed. So like when I went to China, they were like, all right, you need to meditate. Well, I couldn't sit still. I literally had the hardest time meditating. I could do martial arts all day until I break, but meditating was the hardest thing. So they made me actually close my eyes and walk a field. That was my first form of meditation, was moving.
I believe it.
So I could distract my mind because they knew I went to war and stuff like that. So they're like, your mind's going. Like, we need to shut up your mind by distracting it. And I was like, oh, okay. So it went from walking to sitting to laying down, then to, you know, I could do them all. So.
Well, I'm glad you didn't break a leg or something while walking.
No, it's an open field.
You're probably a fast walker. But
I'm not recommending this to anybody.
I think I could trip on myself if my eyes are closed.
Yeah, definitely, because, I mean, if you're walking on the street and not having your eyes open, that's kind of stupid. So like a soccer field, you know, something like that.
I was still worried about just tripping over my own foot.
Oh, okay. Well, but it teaches you technique, too, in a sense, because then you're learning your body.
You can't walk that fast, I imagine, if
right.
Like,
well, you walk slow and, you know, relax, you know.
It's just a pacing. Like,
exactly. It's not a race. It's just literally move at your comfortability and try and tone everything out, you know, and just try and get that decompression, that disconnect, you know, whatever you're searching for.
So what's been some of your feedback with some of the students that you've had so far with the nonprofit?
I mean, I hate to say this, but my number one favorite people to teach are women because they get so empowered by the stuff I teach them.
Right.
They freaking glow when they beat the bag and I just did that. You know, I'm like, yeah, good job. You know, like they get fired up and they actually become even more aggressive than the guys because they're just get fired up because this is like
they get to use a part of themselves they didn't get to
that
use
they never get to use. Exactly. And I'm just saying, unleash it all, you know, get it out. And they'd like so much happier and so much less stressed after these sessions. And they have that tool of self-defense.
Okay, so how do you have time to even do all of this? Because you're going to school in San Francisco, you're going to go learn some stuff in Taiwan. How do you have time to do that?
Honestly, it's kind of like just shifting gears, you know, just going back and forth. Because honestly, sometimes I hit my stagnant areas where I'm like slowed down, bogged down. I'll just switch gears. Like, and then I'll let that, you know, recuperate or whatever, or refresh.
So they'll be okay with like you going down to your students? I mean, when do you get to like see them?
Okay, so
are they here?
so they're all over the place. So that's the part about.
Okay, so how does this work?
Okay, so this is the funny thing about the whole COVID thing brought that whole Zoom element. So people that do want to do digital sessions is actually a $10 discount, and they could do it in the comfort of their home. So when they're basic starting out, this is totally doable. However, when you start getting into the intermediate and advanced, I actually need to be there physically to address and fix you, you know, kinesthetically, to make sure your technique's correct. So that's how, like, it's kind of like building blocks. You have to start at whatever pace you want to. So if you want to jump right in, start sparring people and just, you know, make mistakes as you go, or if you want to be a little more meticulous, go slow, you know, two lessons a week, but you want to be perfect and you want to be proper form and all that other stuff, you know. So I just kind of dictate everything off of the student. What's the student's needs, student's wants.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, so starting in COVID, what was that like?
Oh, it was hard. It was hard to keep my motivation because there was many times where I was starting to lose faith. But however, people being hurt, the violence uptick, all kept me motivated because I was like, I cannot let this happen.
This world has gotten so much more violent.
I mean, I'm not a Marine anymore. I'm, a former Marine or whatever, but, I still took an oath, to protect people, and that's what I want to do.
And that's what you're doing.
And I can't do it all by myself. So I like to give people the tools so they can protect themselves, and then I'll be a happy camper.
Eventually, do you see this growing as well? You did say you want to bring some jiu-jitsu people in and stuff.
Every martial art. So Universal Fist is actually going to be a hub.
It's going to be universal.
Exactly. So the idea of Universal Fist is actually, it's an old ancient idea of continuous motion. Knowing what to do in any disadvantaged position, any kind of scenario, it's almost like a source of intuition. So like you see a punch coming, you know how it even starts, how it's telegraphed, how people will get in certain positions to throw it before it's even thrown. So you know it's coming. And these are the kind of things I want to give these little tidbits, these little tools to these people so they can observe and be like, oh, this person sitting behind me is making, some aggressive body language. I'm going to go ahead and turn my chair a little bit this way so in case he, decides to attack, I'll be cool. I'll see it.
Wow.
Things like that. I'm not trying to make anxiety, but, I'm trying to get them what's in the world right now. Not everything's pleasant.
No, exactly. This is so important. And so we got to go to your website, or is it, I know you're on Instagram.
Yeah, I also have a website.
It's
it's at universalfist.com, and everything that you need is going to be there. So, I mean.
And then you update on Instagram and Facebook as well, right?
Exactly. So whenever I hold, like seminars, like right now I'm constructing a proposal for the DA, and I'm actually trying to work with Marjorie Mason Center and get them into programs.
That is awesome.
So they have basically a training regimen as
now
soon
I'm
as they.
The non-profit. Okay,
yeah.
You're trying to get
And everybody is basically listed by priority. So first, becomes the victims. Then comes the children and the students. And then like general public students. And workers.
Yeah. So getting women that have been human trafficked, all these kind of people, all of that.
So the vulnerable people are to be trained first. That's basically my go-to. It's like I want them to be the most ready because they're the most vulnerable, and I hate that. And I want them to be able to not be cyclic and going back to these houses rather than just making a life of themselves, restoring their confidence, even if it's just confidence. Maybe they don't like the martial arts, but they like how they feel after, and they have a puffed out chest like, this is awesome, I feel great, like instead of like, collapsed, and broken or hurt, So.
Well, I mean, it is a big thing to go into a room and be like, that guy's 3 times my size, but I could cause him some actual permanent damage.
And yeah, and what I do with the women too is more focusing on the neutralizing and escape, because I'm not expecting a 90-pound girl to beat up a 300-pound biker. So,
but they can at least,
But however, a couple strokes to the groin and an eye gouge and then run away, you're good to go. Like
I love that.
So that's the kind of thing. Like I'm trying to teach them their specific weapons too that will aid them, like right off the bat, that they won't have to develop before they get good.
Oh my gosh! Well, I hope this works out. I mean, I know it will. I just hope it grows. Like I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see what's going to happen. I mean, you're like on the right path. This is so exciting, and that's what your main goal is to do while you're going to while you're studying Chinese is for this.
Yeah, well, actually, the Chinese is for me to be able to run my business efficiently, and then basically trying to get the other martial arts to be like, what's he up to? This is really cool. I want to get them on board. So basically, kind of, just bringing all these people to China, all of a sudden they're coming back with all this like super great knowledge and, it's fast and everything. It's going to, entice the other martial arts to be like, we should do the same thing. And, I'm not asking people to leave their prospective studios. I'm only asking them to help, to teach and to learn.
I love that. Thank you so much for coming on my show.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
You're going to have to come back like every year and tell us what's happening.
I'm totally down.
Oh my gosh, that'll be so great. I can't wait to see photos from your travels either, so I hope you post that on the socials.
Yes, I'm definitely going to. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Vince.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Felt right in the moment, felt right in the summertime. It felt right drinking cherry wine with you. I just wanted to own it, just wanted to take the time, learn all the things that I could about you. Now it's such a mess here. Oh, we are just stressed here. Used to be so easy with you. Now I must confess here. Oh, I must confess, dear. Don't think I'm in love with you. is coming and I don't know what to do. And there's no more use in running, no more running to you. And I don't want your loving, I don't wanna be just friends, knowing all this time we were playing pretend. Playing pretend. Playing pretend. Ooh, playing pretend.
It's a mystery.